Hey everybody, this is Anthony coming to you again from A.W.O Comics headquarters here, and it's time for another one of our weekly top 10 videos. And I'm here with the main man, Willie Mo, and we're going to do another top 10 video. And this week we're going to do our top 10 all-time favorite comic covers. What do you think about that, Willie Mo?
Well, I do like, that's the best part about a comic in my opinion. In front of a comic, you look at it, you're like, oh, this looks really cool, I might read this. Well, it basically gets the reader's attention.
When I was younger and buying comics off newsstands and stuff, I always kind of gravitated toward those covers that grabbed you, and of course I had my favorites, but I'd always see something that maybe if it had a good cover, I would check it out and possibly read it, based on the cover. And there are lots of great covers out there. And we're going to get you guys started with our top 10. All right, we're back here and we're ready to get started on our top 10. And I'm going to let Willie Mo go first this time. Willie Mo, who you got for your number 5?
My number 5 is Invincible number 61. Came out in April of 2009, and artist is Ryan Ottley. And I like how this looks. It's basically Mark in his blue suit after the entire Invincible War, and he's about to fight Conquest. You can see Conquest shadow you can see the ruins of the city a little bit. And it looks pretty cool in my opinion. And it also, if you watched one of our videos where best comics, I've got a graded Invincible 61. And it looks pretty cool.
That book has skyrocketed since that show came out, especially the 3rd season, which ended with, and I don't want to spoil it in case anybody hasn't watched Invincible, but you have to have been under a rock if you're a comic fan, you haven't watched Invincible yet. But I recommend it. It's a good show, and the cliffhanger for the 3rd is basically Invincible 61. So for the 3rd season, so it's a pretty good start, good book. My number 5 goes back quite a ways. Is Flash number 135, and this came out in March of 1963. Cover art by the legendary Carmine Infantino. And what's unique about this book is this is the first appearance of Kid Flash's new uniform, the one that had the yellow at the top and had the half mask, and you can read the book to see how he actually got the uniform, but it came from like a lightning bolt out of Barry's uniform, and it changed his uniform. He used to wear a uniform that was the same as the Flash. He looked like a miniature Flash running around, so the new uniform kind of gave him a distinct look. I used to have this book when I was a kid, and of course sold it when I sold my entire collection. I had so many Flashes it was not even funny, but I just love this cover because it's the big green background, and I kind of gravitated toward those. DC had those real bright colors in the 60s, and I love those covers. They were awesome. But that was mine, Flash number 135.
Well, my number 4 is Ghost Rider number 33. Came out in November of 1992. And the artist is Brett Blevins and Al Williamson. And this cover, I really like. What I like about it is it's very bright. And I like how the flames were like Ghost Rider has a close-up on the comic cover. Basically how the flames are like basically it look like look artistical, I'd say. I do like that cover because of that specific reason, how it looks very bright and catches your attention. It just had to go on this list.
I wasn't aware of this cover. You showed me this cover the other day, and I really liked it too. I thought, man, that's pretty cool. And I think this cover caught your eye in one of our collections that we just recently bought. It had a couple of issues of this issue in it, and it's not no famous issue, but it does have a pretty sharp cover on it. I like it. My number 4 is Amazing Spider-Man 123 from May 1973. Iconic cover art by the great John Romita. And just, I love this book. I have not got a copy of this book, but I'm going to get a copy of this book. Luke Cage with the big roundhouse right, punching Spidey right on the jaw, right there on the cover. And the story is kind of a unique story. J. Jonah Jameson is upset because Spider-Man. He thinks Spider-Man killed Norman Osborn, and he didn't. We all know what happened, but he hires Luke Cage, who at that time was the hero for hire, to take care of Spider-Man, and they have a big battle. And this book's also famous for, it has Gwen Stacy's funeral in it as well. Just an all-around great book, great cover, and just one of my favorites with it.
My number 3 was Batman number 205. Came out in September 1968, and was the artist was Eric Novick. And what I liked about this cover was that it has the reflection, like most comics have, has the characters reflected in like a big piece of mirror or glasses or whatever. And in this case, it was glasses. It had a bullet going to each Batman and Robin on both sides of the glasses. And I just love this cover just because it signifies the like reflection and the bullets going towards them. It just makes it really cool and wanting me to read it.
This was another cover that I wasn't aware of either until you showed me this one as well, and I like it too. It's really neat, and you're right. You do have I don't know if this was the first one that did that, but I think you have a lot of books that have emulated this cover with the famous Todd McFarlane Hulk cover with Hulk in the Wolverine's claws, and just different ones throughout that I have seen that do the little mirror type things. And one that we showed in a recent comic haul that I had was a Hulk book that had Man-Thing on the cover, and you could see Hulk in his eyes, so that was pretty cool as well. Anyway, moving on, we'll get to my number 3, which is Silver Surfer number 4. This is an iconic book, and I was fortunate enough to get a copy of one of these recently. Came out in November of 1968. Cover art by the legendary John and Sal Buscema. Really, there's not much to say about the story. It's just basically a story about Loki trying to trick Silver Surfer into thinking that Thor is a criminal, and he wants the Silver Surfer to battle Thor. So they make an agreement that Silver Surfer's going to release Loki from his prison, and then Silver Surfer finds out pretty much that Loki's trying to trick him. It was just basically a regular Thor story, only it was in Silver Surfer. That cover has become so iconic with the famous Rainbow Bridge and Thor on it with his hammer drawn back and Silver Surfer coming in on the surfboard. It's just, people love that cover, and that book has really went up. And it's also a low distributed book. Not very many copies of that book were printed, so it's pretty nice to get a copy of that. All right, Will, so what's your next one?
Now, most people will like my number 2, and it is Batman number 497. Came out in July of 1993, and the artists were Kelly Jones and Bob LaRosa. And this book was the famous, if you didn't know, the Bane breaking the back of Batman cover. And this book was cool. It had Bane, the main villain, doing something horrendous to the hero. Basically, mostly that's what happens in comic covers, and I like that feature that they do that. Mm-hmm. But I do like that cover became iconic in the future. Mm-hmm. What do you think of that?
Well, I like the cover, and of course, that scene was reenacted in Batman. I can't remember, it's the third Christian Bale movie. I can't remember what the title of it was. It escapes me. Do you remember the title of that movie?
No.
The third Christian Bale movie that had Bane in it, but that cover's iconic. And I know you're a big fan of the new Absolute Batman Bane, and I was reading an article the other day that the Bane creator was criticizing the new Bane
for how big he was, right?
Because he was big, and said his head looked real small. But if you look at this cover, 497, Bane's shoulders and chest are monstrously big compared to his head. So I think that's kind of the way he's always been drawn. I was surprised to see the creator of Bane criticizing that.
Well, most creators of their characters are going to criticize fan art of their character just mostly because they think that character was so their character.
They think they're the only one that can draw it, probably. Yeah. But Bane has always been drawn with a monster body and smaller head, So I didn't understand the critique on that, but I do love that cover, and I love that series of Nightfall. It was just a great series to read. My number 2 is Spectacular Spider-Man 101, a book that I am currently in search of. Cover art by John Byrne. Came out in January of 1985. And this is known as the negative space cover, and I love this. It's basically a black and white cover. Spider-Man in the black suit falling off of a building or diving off a building with just pretty much the blackness of the buildings and the white of the lights. And it's just, you've seen a lot of cover artists try to emulate this style since this book was the first one to really do it. And this cover has become, again, we use the word iconic a lot, but that's basically the word for it. People love this book, and this book sells for a lot of money based on the cover because it's not a key other than the cover on the, just like the Silver Surfer 4. That's the only reason it's a key is because of the cover, which is, we didn't have that when I was a kid. You know, you didn't have keys because of the cover. You had keys because of the content in the book. But there are so many cover keys now, what I call them, where the comic is a key based off of the cover art. So, but I love this negative space cover, Spectacular Spider-Man 101. Got to get that book. All right, Will, what's your number 1 cover?
My number 1 cover is Venom Lethal Protector number 1. Came out in December of 1992, and the artist was Mark Bagley. And this cover was, like you said, it's not many people have many people know about it, but many people would probably rank it real high in their favorites. But what I love about this cover is it signifies how terrifying Venom is, with the drool, like the green drool coming out of his mouth on one side, and it's got very sharp teeth, and basically very close up on Venom. It's even got the funny Spider-Man on the bottom saying, "Oh man," basically with his hand on his face, basically. And I like that book. It's got to be number 1 on my list.
Well, it doesn't surprise me that that's your number 1 book, because I know when we first started getting back into comics, this was the comic that you had your eyes on. You wanted this book, and one of the first books that we ever acquired in the collection. So I'm glad that you got to show it off a little bit here and talk about the cover. And I know you have a copy of this in your room, so that's cool. And I like that cover too. I just think it's, and there's several variations of it. I think there's a red foil, and then there's the more expensive black foil that was low print run. So, but all the ones that we have are red, but we have several copies of this book, and we just, I think it's a nice cover. It's a good number 1. I really think I like that one. And my number 1 to finish us out is Batman 227. And I know this is another key cover book. This one came out in December 1970. The legendary Neil Adams on the cover art. And what's cool about this book, of course, is it pays homage to Detective Comics number 31, which I believe a copy of Detective Comics number 31 that was found in the famous Paperboy collection just recently sold for big bucks. I think it was $200 and something thousand. I'm not positive on that. I know the Detective Comics number 27 from the same collection sold for like $636,000. I think this one sold around $200,000 to $300,000. But that's the number 31. This book right here, 227, has went up big time. And I think it's right around in a nice condition. It's right around $1,000 book now. And I'd like to get a copy of this, but I've just not been able to find one that I like that's in an affordable means for me, or that I feel comfortable paying that kind of money for. But just a great book, great cover, a key cover. Again, the story is nothing to sneeze at, but it's nothing great either. So, just that's my favorite one right now. It's the one I'm in pursuit of, and so that's, hopefully maybe we can get it one day. But that's going to wrap us up for this time on our top 10. Remember, if you have any comments or you like our content, leave us a comment. And if you see anything that maybe we did wrong, tell us about it. We don't care. We make mistakes just like anybody else does. But hey, I want to tell everyone we have just passed 400 subscribers on our A.W.O Comics channel. And I just want to give a big shout out and thanks to everyone that has subscribed. Again, we love you guys. Keep helping us grow this channel. We love doing it, and it's just something that I like to do with the boys together. So something we can do together. We get little Owen involved. He's taking a nap right now. He's been a little bit under the weather. That's why we didn't come out with the video yesterday. But he's on the mend, so he's getting a lot better. Again, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification. We got videos usually coming out twice a week. We'll do a top 10, and then we'll do a comic haul on Saturdays of new comics that we bought, new or old comics. And hit the notification as well so you get notified when we do release a new video. Again, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. And what do we always say? This is for your Uncle Tracy and my brother Tracy, because he got on to me the last time we didn't say it. What do we say?
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs. We'll see you next time.